Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the secrets hidden in plain sight within corporate filings. So get ready, because today we are diving into a Form 8. Kay from Wellgistics Health Incorporated, and let me tell you, there is a little bit of excitement brewing with a new sponsorship deal that might just raise a few eyebrows. Before we dive in, if you love getting these no-fluff deep dives into company filings, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an episode. Also, we have a fantastic community over on Discord all about breaking down these documents. Further links are in the description below, so come join the conversation. Alright, so what is this filing all about? Wellgistics Health Incorporated, a company that is registered in Delaware and trades on the NASDAQ with the ticker symbol WGRX, is putting out an 8K. Now, an 8K is basically a report for big news, and today's news is about a new sponsorship agreement. So the main event here is a sponsorship agreement signed on the 26th of November 2025 between Wellgistics Health Inc., the company we are looking at, and a group called Cutting Edge Sports Management LLC, or CSM for short. This agreement is creating a business relationship between them, and it involves a pretty significant chunk of change. Wellgistics Health is handing over $250,000 to CSM. Now, why? Well, in exchange for that money, CSM is going to provide some pretty cool sponsorship benefits and assets to Wellgistics. Think of it as buying advertising space and brand visibility, but in the sports world. Specifically, these benefits will be enjoyed at an event called Dream Bowl the 14th, happening in Arlington, Texas from the 8th of January to the 11th in 2026. CSM is promising broadcasting and branding opportunities and access to their intellectual property. This sounds like Wellgistics is trying to get its name out there in a big way, potentially reaching a new audience through sports. Now, this sponsorship isn't a long-term commitment though. It starts right away and wraps up pretty quickly on the 15th of February 2026. This suggests it is a targeted campaign likely tied to the Dream Bowl event itself. Beyond this sponsorship deal, there is also a mention of a press release issued on the 24th of November 2025. This is part of what is called Regulation FD disclosure, which essentially means they are sharing information with the public at the same time as any important stakeholders. Now, this press release could shed more light on the strategy behind this sponsorship. It might talk about why they chose CSM or what they hope to achieve with this partnership. It is also worth noting that the company is flagging that this press release contains forward-looking statements. What does that mean in simple terms? Well, it means they are talking about what they expect to happen in the future. Things like potential financial performance and growth opportunities. They use words like believes, expects, and plans. But they also wisely include a disclaimer that actual results could be very different because of various risks and uncertainties. They are being upfront that the future is not guaranteed and that a lot can change. Looking at the company's registered securities, we see they have common stock traded on the NASDAQ Capital Market LLC under the symbol WGRX. This is the standard stuff for most publicly traded companies. One interesting detail is that Wellgistics Health Inc. is identifying itself as an emerging growth company. This means they are a relatively new public company and they can choose to follow some less stringent reporting rules for a period. This often allows them to focus more on growth and innovation rather than getting bogged down in super detailed compliance right away. Finally, the filing lists out the exhibits attached to this report. We have the actual sponsorship agreement itself, Exhibit 10.1, and the press release from Exhibit 99.1. There is also Exhibit 104, which is the interactive data file. So what is the story here? Wellgistics Health is making a significant investment of $250,000 into a short-term sports sponsorship. This signals a clear attempt to boost brand awareness and potentially reach a new customer base through sports marketing, especially with the upcoming Dream Bowl event. As an emerging growth company, this kind of strategic splash can be important for getting noticed in the market. Now let's look at this sponsorship deal from a strategic perspective. Spending $250,000 on a 2-month sponsorship means they believe this is a cost-effective way to gain visibility. For an emerging company, building brand recognition quickly is often key. The choice of CSM and the Dream Bowl the 14th event suggests they are targeting an audience that aligns with sports enthusiasts. The fact that it is a short-term agreement is smart. It allows them to test the waters without a long-term commitment, and if it works, they can always extend it. The biggest unspoken question here is, what are they actually selling and how does this sponsorship play into that? We don't have the financial tables in this particular filing, but this sponsorship spend is a significant outlay and they will need to see a tangible return on that investment, whether that is in increased sales, website traffic, or brand recognition. The risk is that the sponsorship doesn't resonate with the intended audience or that the costs outweigh the perceived benefits. Given they are an emerging company, they are likely being more aggressive with their marketing to gain market share, and this sponsorship is a clear indicator of that strategy. Alright, that is our breakdown of Wellgistics Health's latest filing. What is your take on this sponsorship strategy? Do you think $250,000 for a few months of sports exposure is a smart move for an emerging company? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching, see you next time.